You see the flashing lights in your rearview mirror. Your heart pounds. You pull over to the side of the road, just like you're supposed to. But then, a figure approaches your window. They're in uniform, but their face is completely covered by a mask. Their voice is muffled. You can't see a badge number. You can't see a name tag. You can't even tell who you're talking to. Now what? Do you roll the window all the way down? Do you start filming immediately? Do you just comply with whatever this anonymous person tells you to do? One wrong move, one misunderstood word, can turn a moment of confusion into a dangerous confrontation. So, before this scenario becomes your reality, let's break down what the law actually says and discuss the smartest, safest way to protect yourself when the person who pulls you over is hiding their face. Let's start with why this is even happening. Why are some police officers now wearing masks? Since 2020, we've seen a significant shift. Many police departments across the country began allowing, and in some cases even encouraging, their officers to wear face coverings. Initially, the primary reason was public health and safety, which makes sense in the context of a global health crisis. It was about protecting both the officers and the public from potential exposure. However, the reasons have evolved. Some departments and officers now cite personal safety and privacy. They claim that masks can protect them from retaliation or doxing, where their personal information is maliciously shared online. Officers argue that in an age where anyone can record and upload a video, a mask offers a layer of protection for them and their families. But this creates a serious problem. When an officer conceals their identity, transparency evaporates. And when transparency disappears, accountability often follows. Law enforcement is built on a foundation of public trust, and that trust relies on knowing who is wielding authority. A badge and a name are symbols of that accountability. When they are hidden, it raises a critical question. Is this about safety, or is it about secrecy? This is why you absolutely need to understand what's legal, what's optional for you, and what could be dangerous when you're pulled over by a masked officer. First things first, no matter who pulls you over, masked or not, your initial actions should be the same. The key is to stay calm and stay visible. This isn't the time to panic. Pull over safely, turn off your engine, and turn on your interior lights if it's dark. Roll your window down, but only partially. A few inches is enough to communicate clearly without giving easy access to the inside of your car. Now, place both of your hands on the steering wheel where they can be clearly seen. Do not start digging through your glove compartment or reaching for your wallet until you are specifically asked to. Any sudden movements can be misinterpreted. Remember, a mask doesn't just hide a face, it muffles a voice and conceals facial expressions. This makes miscommunication incredibly easy. A simple question can sound like a demand. A neutral expression can be perceived as aggressive. Because of this, you need to speak clearly and move slowly. And most importantly, if you can, you should record the interaction. Let's be very clear about this. In the United States, you have a First Amendment right to film police officers while they are performing their duties in public. This has been upheld by multiple federal courts. As long as you are not physically interfering with their ability to do their job, you are within your rights to record. Simply placing your phone on your dashboard or in a mount is a perfectly legal and smart way to create an objective record of the encounter. This isn't about being confrontational. It's about documentation. Now, let's get to the core issue. You have the right to know who is stopping you. This is a fundamental principle of policing in a democratic society. Under most state laws and individual department policies, officers are required to identify themselves. This usually means providing their name and badge number upon request. They are also required to tell you the reason for the traffic stop. So, when a masked officer is at your window, here is what you do. Calmly and politely, you make a simple request. You can say something like, "Officer, for my records, may I please have your name and badge number?" Or, "Excuse me, officer, I can't see your name tag. Could you please provide your name and badge number?" The tone here is crucial. You're not accusing them of anything. You're not starting an argument. You are simply making a standard request, ideally while your camera is recording. A reasonable officer will understand and comply. They might state their name and badge number for you to write down. What if they refuse? What if they get defensive and ask why you need it? Again, stay polite. You can say, "It's just for my own records of the stop." Don't escalate the situation. If they continue to refuse to identify themselves, your job is not to argue with them on the side of the road. Your job is to comply with their lawful commands, like providing your license and registration, and then address their refusal later through the proper channels. Make a mental note of their refusal. This will be a key piece of information for the complaint you'll file later. Note the time, date, location, and any details about the officer's vehicle or appearance. There are certain red flags that should make you more cautious. If the officer is masked, refuses to identify themselves, has no visible badge or markings on their uniform, and their vehicle is unmarked or has strange features, you have every reason to be concerned for your safety. In this situation, you have the right to seek verification. You can politely say, "Officer, I'm not refusing to cooperate, but for my own safety, I would feel more comfortable if a supervisor could come to the scene." Another option is to call 911 yourself on speakerphone and say, "Hello, I've been pulled over at this location, and I'd like to verify that this is a legitimate traffic stop. Can you confirm there is an officer at my location?" This is not an act of defiance. It's an act of self-preservation. You are demonstrating that you are willing to comply, but need to ensure the person you're dealing with is a real law enforcement officer. By staying respectful and framing it as a safety concern, you remain legally protected and show anyone watching your recording that you are the one being calm and reasonable, not confrontational. Okay, so the stop is over. Maybe you got a ticket, maybe just a warning. You're safe, and you're driving away. The process isn't finished. As soon as you can, pull over to a safe place and write down everything you remember, every single detail. What was the exact time and location? What was the officer's stated reason for the stop? If they gave a name or badge number, write it down. If they refused, write that down. Note the patrol car number, the license plate, anything you can recall about their appearance. If you have video of the encounter, back it up immediately. Save it to the cloud, email it to yourself, or transfer it to a computer. Digital evidence can be fragile. If anything about the stop felt wrong, if the officer was unprofessional, refused to identify themselves, or seemed to be acting outside of policy, your next step is to file a formal complaint. You can usually do this with the department's Internal Affairs Division. If you feel your civil rights were violated, you should contact an attorney who specializes in civil rights or a local civil liberties organization. Your detailed notes and video recording will be your most powerful tools. Documentation protects you far more than anger ever will. The rise of masked officers puts the public in a difficult position. It blurs the line between an officer's safety and the public's right to accountability. But remember, a mask does not make your rights disappear. It just means you have to be smarter and more diligent in exercising them. So, to recap, stay calm and keep your hands visible. Roll your window down only partially. Record the interaction legally. Politely ask for the officer's name and badge number. If you have genuine safety concerns, ask for a supervisor or call 911 to verify. And after the stop, document everything. By staying calm, staying smart, and staying recorded, you protect yourself and help maintain the standards of accountability we should expect from law enforcement. Because the moment we stop paying attention is the moment our protections can begin to fade. Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more content that simplifies the law and empowers your rights. Stay safe out there.